This is Scorecard on Citi TV. My name is Fentio Tahiru Fentio. Over the next 90 minutes, of course, we will look back on some of the best weekend sporting action from all the leagues around the world, starting here in the Ghana Premier League. Kotoko and Hearts of Oak warmed up to their crucial game next weekend with victories, slim ones for that matter. In Italy, Napoli's gone level at the top with AC Milan, who are yet to play. And in Spain, Barcelona have moved second on the table. At some point, everybody thought their season was over. Over in Germany, but Borussia Dortmund, they've lost further grounds in the title chase after suffering a humiliating 4-1 defeat at home. In the Premier League, Chelsea were humiliated at Stamford Bridge by Brentford. United's Champions League hopes completely dashed. And Citi and Liverpool warmed up to their weekend clash with 2-0 victories of their own. And then at the FIFA World Cup, the draw was held in Qatar on Friday. Ghana has been given an opportunity to avenge defeats to Uruguay and, of course, Portugal. And then there's also a clash with South Korea that beckons. We'll show you and look back on all of that here on the show. It's live and interactive on social media. It's also streaming on our website, citytvonline.com. So let me hear from you. Share your opinions with us. The phone number 05505858832. It's on your screen. Also, preferably, leave me a message on Twitter. Use the hashtag Scorecard. Whatever your views are on the weekend sports in action, I'm interested in them. We'll take a short break. When we come back, I'll introduce my guest. We'll start showing you some highlights. Welcome back. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. My name is Fentio Tahiru Fentio. The show is live and interactive on social media. So like I said, you can join us here on the show this evening. Use the hashtag Scorecard on Twitter. Leave your message with the hashtag Scorecard. I'll retweet them and then share as many of them as possible with the rest of our viewers. Also, you can send me a WhatsApp message. Use the number on your screen. Today is the first day of Ramadan for many people, but also the second day for quite a few. So if you're fasting, I hope you broke your fast well. And Ramadan Kareem to all of you. Now let me introduce my guest as usual. Coach Christopher Nimley is here. I call him teacher by day, tactical analyst by night. He's my first guest here. Coach, you good?
I'm very good.
And then Daniel Cranting, my colleague here at Citi TV. How are you, Daniel? You all right?
I'm good.
Okay.
Look, me, I'm good. Do you know why I'm good?
You're good. That is the...
God has given me the opportunity to show Luis Akikakika Suarez.
Yes.
In Qatar. That day, by the grace of God, when I get the chance to go to that stadium, I'll be carrying a placard. And my placard will be emboldened and written.
Yes.
God punished the chief Suarez, and I'll be coming. Hey, Suarez punish. Hey, we will punish Suarez. Look, that fateful day, the God we serve will make sure.
That is Ghana's last group game.
That is the decider that will kick. That they kicked it out.
Yes.
In 2010, after cheating us, he will go home quick and very early. I'm telling
Luis
you.
what?
Luis Akikakika Suarez. That day, I will tell all my players. If he attempts to bite anybody, you bite him in threes. Then he's been biting people.
But biting is not legal. It's not allowed.
So we should sit there for him to come and bite us, isn't it? By the time he finished biting, I would have jumped. You see that time when they are playing the football, I'll come.
You streak.
You see this, my teeth. He thinks he's the only one with teeth in his mouth. He will
find use for your front teeth.
He will say sharper teeth. Sharper teeth.
Oh, Coach, you will kill me. All right, let's start in Qatar. Show you the draw was held on Friday. This is Ghana's group. This is what Coach Nimley is talking about. So Ghana has been drawn in Group H. They will face Portugal in their first game on the, I think, 24th of November. Then after that, they will play South Korea. And then after that, they'll end the group stages with Uruguay. These are Ghana's opponents in the FIFA World Cup draw. Those are FIFA's. I'm just checking, just to clarify for you, of course, the date for Ghana's games as far as that's concerned. So here you go. Ghana's first game is on the 24th of November, Portugal versus Ghana. That's at 4 p.m. at the Stadium 974 in Doha. And then 4 days later, on the 28th of November, South Korea versus Ghana. That is at the Education City Stadium in Al Rayyan, Qatar's second biggest city. That match is at 1 p.m. Ghana time. And then Ghana will conclude the group stages on the 2nd of December with a game against Uruguay. That is a 3 p.m. kickoff at the Al Janoub Stadium in Al Wakra. So these are Ghana's group games, 24th, 28th, and 2nd of December. Before we even dive into Ghana's group, of course, let me just show you the full draw to put perspective on it. So 8 groups of 4 teams, that is 32 teams. Group A is the host nation Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and the Netherlands. Group B, England, Iran, USA, and either Wales or Scotland versus either Wales or Scotland versus Ukraine. Now, Scotland versus Ukraine is yet to happen. Now, the winner of that game will face Wales for that last place in Group B. In Group C, it's Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. In Group D, it's world champions France, then Costa Rica or New Zealand. The two of them are playing in a playoff game. Then there's Denmark and the first African country, Tunisia, are in there as well. Now, the other African countries, Senegal, are in Group A. Now, Group E has Spain, Peru, or Australia and UAE. Now, Australia and UAE are playing a playoff game. The winner of that match will then face Peru for that last place in Group E. And then there is Germany and Japan. Many people consider that the group of death. Very, very difficult on paper. Group F will have Belgium, Canada, who are making a return to the World Cup for the first time since 1986. Then there's Morocco, and then there's Croatia, finalists from the last edition. Group G will have Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon, the other African team in there. And Group H, that's where Ghana found themselves, the last group. Portugal, with Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, Ruben Diaz, Bernardo Silva, all of them up against Ghana. Then there's Uruguay, Luis Suarez still actively playing, so there's an opportunity to avenge the defeat of 2010. And there's South Korea, familiar opponents for Ghana, played them many, many times in friendly matches. All right, let me come back to the guys. We'll talk about the World Cup groups and which one looks difficult on paper. But let's take Ghana's group. Coach, when you saw that, what were your initial thoughts? Negotiable, difficult, tricky? What adjective would you use?
Difficult, but very surmountable. It's something we can easily surmount, provided we do our things right. Look, we know what to expect, at least from the three opposition, isn't it? As a country, we've tasted them before. As a country, there's Olele in there. He understands how to play against these guys. Andre, I have no doubt, will be at the World Cup. So he has what it takes to speak to the other guys and get them to understand what goes into playing against these teams. So as a country, we know what to expect. We know what South Korea will present. We know what Uruguay will present. And we know what Portugal will present. And I have no reason to doubt the ability of the Ghanaian, of our team. You see, when we do our things right, when I say do our things right, when the selection of players is left solely in the hands of the technical team, I have no doubt whatsoever that
we will have quality players.
We will have enough quality to match any opposition at this World Cup. I'm not afraid of anybody, because as a Ghanaian, I know what we are capable of doing when we are up for it. Yeah. And I do believe strongly that we'll be ready. At least the last edition, when we were there, that embarrassment that overshadowed this country, in Qatar, we will write a completely different story. And it starts from now. It starts from believing in that technical team, getting them the freedom to select whoever they want. As for them, they know. Otuado knows the standard of the World Cup. He knows the tempo. He knows the quality. He knows what goes into it. So yes, as a player, you might have been part of the qualification, but you will not necessarily be at the World Cup.
Because we need the very best.
We need the very best. Because at the end of the day, whatever they did, they've been paid for, isn't it?
Yes,
So as a country, we should have the prerogative, the sole prerogative, to decide who we take. So the support is with the technical
Not
team.
just anyone. We have to take the very
That
best.
is what I'm saying. The very best. Those who are ready.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, it is what it is. Not everybody will go to the World Cup. I overheard, I think Alaji Gruza, I stand to be correct, where he said, who should work for bamboo to come and chop? But Sheila Eliasu, who was a son to, or who is a son to Alaji Gruza, wasn't an instrumental part of that 2006
I
qualification.
think you mean Habib Mohammed.
Habib
He came
Mohammed.
from Kifaisa.
Yeah.
Sheila came from...
No, but at the time Sheila had just played one season for Kotoko.
Yeah.
But we all know where Sheila Eliasu came from. He came from Alaji Gruza, Kim Faisal.
Then there's Habib Mohammed.
Yeah, and then there's Habib, who never kicked the ball
in the qualifiers.
in the qualifiers.
Yeah.
But he went to the World Cup.
And played
he
three
made
games, actually.
He made us proud, isn't it?
Apart from the first game, he played the rest of the matches.
If there was any local or, do I say domestic player who make a claim for why the league, the players in our league should be encouraged to be given such platform, Habib and Sheila. Because at the time they were both locally based. But when Samuel Osei-Kuffour had that bad game against Italy,
and Papo was scared by the crowd. They dumped the two of them for the second game. And then
look at Sheila.
Yeah, he was so
goodness.
Comfortable.
I remember very
alongside
well.
John Mensah.
Very comfortable. Look at his height, his physique, his ability on the ball, under pressure.
Very good football.
Very calm.
Very calm defender.
Very calm. I remember those days.
Yes.
So we would go with the best. It's not about what I say, not about what any management member says.
Yeah.
We are going to the World Cup with the best. Some of us will not sit down and allow them to take mediocre players there. Because I will be there by the grace of God. I've told you, don't go without me.
Yeah.
I've told you, don't go without me.
Why are you telling?
My viewers are watching. Don't go.
You will go. You go to Qatar.
Without a doubt.
You go
to Qatar.
To Qatar. The Qatar people say Qatar.
I will be there, inshallah.
You will be there. You will be there. But wait, school will still be in session.
Don't worry. That is my work people. They understand what I do. I'll put my house in order.
That's right. You go with a placard for cut.
The people at Ghana Christian International will allow me to go and watch. They know Coach Nimle is all about Ghana. In my school, we say it is for God,
for country,
family, and country.
That's right.
When it is time for me to serve my country, my bosses, they will definitely allow me to go.
Right. Very, 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 very nice submission. Lovely. I love that. Daniel, coach has summed it up. Difficult on paper, but he thinks that it's surmountable if we pick the right players. You, especially as a big fan of Cristiano Ronaldo, you know what the Portuguese are capable of course. And we know what the South Koreans, the last time we played them, Jordan Ayew scored a hat-trick. It was before the 2014 World Cup. But obviously it will be a totally different Korea team right now. And then obviously there's Uruguay. Obviously, again, not the same team from 2010. Even not the same coach. They've sacked a coach for the first time in a long time. But they're there again. And is that the same adjective you would use? Difficult?
Yeah, it's look, friends, all 32 teams. In fact, let me say 31 teams there because Qatar is not necessarily a top team. And they know it themselves. But you see, they are wherever we landed, it was always going to be difficult because everybody is coming with a certain mindset to impress, a certain mindset to make a statement. So nobody's going to have it easy. Even the top teams know that they'll have to work for everything that they'll get. So yes, it is difficult. Portugal are difficult. Uruguay are very difficult. South Korea themselves have quality in their team. And you see, the Koreans play this brand of football very similar. In fact, the Asian teams play this certain brand of football that can be difficult for African teams. We saw what happened to Senegal last time around against Japan. And where on paper we thought that that's where their victory would come from, but it was a very difficult encounter for them. And we've seen it quite a number of times. So, yes, look, it's going to be difficult.
Look at what they did to Belgium.
Look at what they did.
Even though they lost.
They lost the game, but they gave them a run for their money. So, look, it is. I don't think we should judge this Korean team by what they did in 2018. 2018 was difficult, and they went out in the group stages, but they have quality in this team.
And they beat Germany.
Yeah, they beat Germany. They still went out in the group stages. But look, Son is there. They have the guy from Wolves, Hee Chan-hwan.
They have 3 Kims, 4 Kims.
About 6 Kims. They have, look, there's quality in their team. And that's what you find scattered around almost all the teams in the competition. When you look at this team, you can tell 2, 3, 4 names are household names, depending on the leagues that you watch, the top leagues that you watch. So everywhere is scattered with quality. I'm just happy with the sequence in which our games are going. I think it helps us a lot. I know what Portugal is capable of, but I feel like Ghana can match up to Portugal. They usually don't start competitions well, so that's the best time to face them at the beginning of the competition. We are in March and we are talking about something that's going to happen in November. But look, it is difficult, but yes, as Coach said, it's something that we can overcome. But in as much as we have to take the best players, you see, when it comes to the World Cup, the selection is just not based on quality. It's also based on the attitude of players. And you have to take a group of players who are willing, who have always been willing, who are very, committed, determined to do anything for the badge and do anything for the team.
Let me help you here. Where it's not just about them.
It's not just about them. It's about the team.
Yes.
It's about the team. And it looks like that is very important. Player A may be better than player B. And we've seen it several times. We've seen it, several times where top players are left out of some teams and we don't understand. But when the managers come out to explain, it's just based on commitment. It's based on how a certain player fits into a plan and how a certain player who we all feel individually may be better than the guy who was chosen ahead of him does not fit into the plan. So let's trust the technical team. But I feel there are some key players in this team. There are some key players who even played fringe roles during the qualifying who have key roles, or I feel will have key roles to play at the World Cup. And I don't think they should be overlooked for some certain players who in the beginning were not ready. Because look,
or may necessarily be better.
Or may necessarily be better. Because friend, trust me, everybody has their reasons for turning down call-ups. But if you are really, really hurt by something, and if you are really going to put your foot down and say you will not play, the World Cup shouldn't change your mind. If the World Cup changes your mind, then it means that you could have changed your mind before. You just decided not to. The lure of the World Cup has just all of a sudden changed your mind. And you see, for things like that, you can't tell if it's the last game, it's the dying moments. We need that person to put his body on the line. Would he be able to do it? Would he be willing to do that? We don't know. So let's go with the guys who are willing, who have quality, and are also willing to do everything for the jersey.
And obviously, that's not to say that those who didn't previously play may not be willing at a certain point. There could be some reason why they weren't ready.
Yeah.
So suddenly, like Daniel said, if they are ready and they show that they are willing to put body on the line, and it is now that time has come, why not?
Why not?
We should be able to put them in there. But he makes a critical point. You know, we have to, I think even as a country, I totally agree that there has to be a point where we also have to be able to show that we reward loyalty and that we reward players that have been willing for a long time to die for the country. So the point, you see,
that loyalty is always rewarded.
Yes. So I'm saying that we have to balance those two.
That's
we
what
have to find a good balance.
There has to be a balance.
Yes.
As I sit here today, if there's a player who did so well in the World Cup, it's up to the quality required in the World Cup, he goes.
Yes.
He goes.
Of course.
2 ways about it.
That is rewarding his
qualification. If he's equally
talent.
good, like the one who didn't play, why should I go? He goes. But here's the case where he may be good, but the quality required, he falls short.
That's true.
And if that other person shows commitment and ready to go, you take. Because
that's a very good example for you, Coach. That's a very good example. If Ghana gets Tariq Lamptey, and then they've got Dennis Odoi, and they've got Andy Yadon, and they have to drop one, and they drop Andy Yadon, you would have no concern.
I'll have no concern.
No, that's not.
I'll have no concern.
What
As
do you
we
think
speak,
Adiyado
come.
should feel about that?
No, but he's been paid for the job he's done, isn't it?
Yeah.
He didn't do it for free.
Yeah.
We've
So
shown
in that case, you can't say you've been loyal or you've played all the qualifiers.
It
So
has got
therefore,
nothing to do with
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You see, okay, then let's take this team as it is to the World Cup.
Yeah.
We get beat and we come back after the group stage.
Yeah.
Okay? So all that we are saying is very, very simple. We really do need committed players. That is paramount.
Yeah.
In addition to the commitment, they may all be committed. Okay? If I'm selecting, I'll go for committed players first. Now, within the commitment, if there's somebody better than you in terms of quality, that person goes to the World Cup and you sit at home. It's as simple as that. Because look, we are not going to be added to the numbers. We are not just going to say we were there like happened in 2014 when we were just there and then we're just part of the participant. No, that will not happen. We need to go there like we did in 2006. And like, look, we need to go beyond that quarterfinal stage.
Right.
And I think if we do our things well, we have the potential.
Yeah. And just to clarify, for someone like Salisu, for example, you know, and Daniel makes a point. If he wasn't ready to play for us all this while, and you know, people that have been ready to play and committed and are good shouldn't be dropped for him necessarily because he's the better player. No. But at the same time, you're looking at taking 4 centre backs. So if you take out Juku and Amate, the rest of the players, it really. It's a no-brainer, to be honest. Taking also doesn't necessarily mean that guaranteed he's.
I don't think it's a no-brainer. If you compare what Joseph Edu is doing with Celta Vigo, you can compare it to what Salisu is doing at Southampton. Abdul Mumin is a young, fantastic defender. We all see his exploits in Victoria. And you see, it's what I'm saying is that if you're going to improve an aspect of the team with players who are now coming in, then they have to be far better than the guys who are already there.
Exactly.
And I don't think
Salisu is far better than
Joseph Edu. You see, and I'm saying he's not far better because you don't want to bring in a new person and tamper with the partnership that you've already created. So, Amate and Jiku, for me, should be untouchable.
That's what I'm saying, but that doesn't mean
and I'm saying if you are bringing, if you are taking 4 centre backs, for me, if you are taking 4 centre backs, for me, what we have now is okay. It's good enough to feature at the World Cup.
I don't think so.
Joseph Edu is good enough to feature at the World Cup.
Joseph Edu isn't. Look, let's put sentiments aside. Joseph Edu isn't better than Salisu.
None of our centre backs.
Joseph Edu would not be playing in the Premier League and playing as well as Salisu is.
The fact of the matter is,
he just doesn't have the capacity. He doesn't have
you see, that's very unfair.
Do you know any centre back of Joseph Edu's?
When Salisu was playing at Valladolid,
Joseph Edu's height in the Premier League.
When Salisu was playing at Valladolid,
he was one of the best in the La Liga.
Joseph Edu is also one of the most consistent defenders in the La Liga.
Yeah, but that's
at that time, would you be able to say that he will come into the Premier League and boss it the way he's doing? No, you can't say. No, you see, it's very unfair to say Joseph Edu cannot play in the Premier League.
At that time, everything was written all over Salisu as a top centre back.
It shouldn't be about Joseph Edu and Salisu. I think the first, all things being equal, every player stays fit. Our 4 centre backs at the World Cup should be Jiku, Amate, Salisu, and Joseph Edu. These 4. They are the 4 I will pick for the World Cup.
You drop Moment?
Yeah, I'll drop him because of exposure, tournament experience, and all that. He's not. And then if you cannot compare where he's playing to the EPL, no, you can't do that. And Salisu's, he's got something that none of them has got.
So what has a wonderful left foot,
and that is what brings proper balance in centre back.
His
passing ability, he's the best among all of them. His tackling ability, he's the best among all of them. So it's about, you see, the boy I know, the Salisu I know. Look, if we don't manage this thing well, he will say, "I am ready to play, but I'll be ready after the World Cup." What would that have done to us? It would have denied us the possibility of going to the World Cup one of our best.
Wait, guys, you see, let's not create the impression. Relax. You see, this is what I don't want. Coach, relax. Let's not create the impression that if we don't take Salisu to the World Cup, we are going with 1 foot. No, are you kidding me?
No, that's not what he's saying.
No, so let's not talk like if he doesn't come now.
What coach is saying,
what I'm saying is
his quality. If he comes to the team, he adds more quality. But it doesn't mean that if he's not there, we are going to be falling short.
I don't think anybody has said that. But the point everybody is making is that if he's available, you take him. It's a no-brainer.
You see, friends, you see, that's why I'm saying that let us talk about areas where we badly need strength.
And I think that is one department.
You see, if Tariq Lamptey is available and we don't take him, and we go with somebody like Yadom and Odoi, and Odoi gets injured and Yadom, there's a clear disparity between the two players in terms of quality. But if Tariq Lamptey is there, we know that he adds quality. If Salisu doesn't come, and something happens to Amate and Jiku, and Joseph Edu steps in, don't you think you'll be able to match up to the quality?
Oh, we've seen, to be
he
honest.
Can.
You see, no.
He plays
to be honest, to be honest, I have seen Joseph Edu play for the Black Stars. This is
have
not
you
personal.
seen Salisu play for the Black Stars? So how are you going to judge?
And it hasn't worked.
Have you seen Salisu play for the Black Stars? So how are you going to judge?
No, I don't.
We also,
but did you
relax? You see,
relax.
When Joseph Edu was playing at club level, we all sat here and screamed he should play in the Black Stars.
No, but he hasn't had too many bad games in the Black Stars.
He comes in.
Edu has done well for the Black Stars.
Yes, but he's had some
very bad games.
He's had some bad games. In the same way, Salisu hasn't played for the Black Stars.
Has Tariq played for the Black Stars?
So we are in no position to.
Yes,
you see, but you are saying that. You see, you were saying that you have seen Joseph Edu. I know where you were going. You've seen Joseph Edu play for the Black Stars, and that's unfair.
That's fair.
No, it's unfair.
I'm just stating facts. I have seen him.
And you've equally not seen Salisu play for the Black Stars. So how can you make a judgment?
You see, what I'm saying is I have seen his quality on display. I have seen Salisu's quality on display.
And you've not seen Joseph Edu's quality in the La Liga.
I have not been impressed.
I have lost count of the number of bad games Jordan Ayew have had for the Black Stars.
Yes.
But he's still in the team.
Yeah.
So if Joseph Edu has one bad game, it doesn't make him a bad player.
No, it doesn't.
He's a fantastic defender.
Okay.
But what I am saying is this. If I have my way, it will be Amate, Jiku, Edu, and Salisu.
Okay.
I brought out a situation where, look, if I'm the one, if I'm Salisu, put yourself in Salisu's shoes, and Ghanaians start saying that you didn't want to play because of the World Cup. I'll just sit back and say, you go to the World Cup. After the World Cup, I'll be ready to play.
World Cup, there's an AFCON.
There's an AFCON.
Yeah,
in that case,
and they are qualified before
we
the
will be
AFCON.
depriving ourselves from taking one of our. No two ways about it.
But
he's
also,
an upgrade of any of our centre backs.
I would be surprised if anybody thinks he's not better than all of them. But here's the thing: we need to take a very short break right now. When we come back, we will explore the realms of other leagues here on the show. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. Let me read some messages on Twitter that have come through. Quite a lot of you have been sharing your thoughts on the debate from the first 30 minutes. Baby Safo says, what does Coach Nimley think of Duncan Partey Kudus midfield partnership? Interesting question. Eugene Osetutu said, Daniel has a point. Let's stop this hallucination over what we don't have. Salisu should not be forced. Sam Duke says, good evening, gents. Today, you guys have started the show in a boring start with this debate about players. Please move on. What we've been waiting for. Thank you. What have you been waiting for?
You should go and sleep.
Go and say, what have you been waiting
for? Bored, go and sleep.
Nation Builder says, Basa team now a year. All right. Dan English says, good weekend of football it was. Man United and Chelsea dropped points. Kotoko won. And I hope Arsenal win tomorrow. Expecting Chelsea to finish outside the top 4 this season if they continue to be inconsistent. Kofi Awachi says, please, Salisu is getting too much calls after this qualification. Let's just allow him to end the call-up in due time and stop pampering him too much. Nian Kress says, I think we have a lot of players to choose from, even with the absence of our players who are still undecided to play for the nation. The defense setup is no exception. With Salisu and Lamptey coming into the fold, the defense will be rock solid. Rohi Horticulture says, Fenty, I'm surprised you didn't review the Nigeria-Ghana qualifier. I'd like to hear Coach and Kranti's thoughts on the game. The match was on Tuesday. Kranti was on point of view. You need to watch Citi TV more often. We talk about that game on Scorecard, on Panorama, on Football Made in Ghana. It can get boring.
We're not repeating ourselves.
We've played the game. We've gone on to the draw. We moved on to different things, newer things. So that Friday Sports Panorama you missed. I tweeted the link. You can catch up with the opinions of the guys there on that show. Papa J Jr. says these players are willing, like you could, the passion to. Okay, Papa J, please craft your message well. can't read it. Agbanya Adote says, good evening, Fento and the crew. It's all set now for the World Cup. We have an opportunity to beef up our black stars with notable names such as Tariq Lamptey, Hassan Odo, Alfred Duncan, Inaki Williams, etc. If they can help improve our quality, then why not? Agbanya Adote that. Abdul Wahid Raul says, good evening, guys. What's wrong with Chelsea cry? So they want to tell us that the international break, they will lose or draw. Well, they don't have an owner, and Brentford decided to own them. Interesting. This one says, grateful lad. He says, I think it would be a good idea if Citi TV creates a documentary on the playoff between the Black Stars and Nigeria, considering all the drama before and after the two legs. Thank you. May my suggestion be considered. Okay.
Wow.
This one says, good evening, guys. Ghana Black Stars will shine at Qatar 2022. I pray that AC Milan win their game tomorrow. Greetings to Mr. Fosu Hene. Okay, that's Kwame Safo Kakari with that message. Ni Ankara says, many are doubting Ghana will make it through this group, but I believe we will sail through. We will draw against Portugal in our opening match. Revenge our loss to Uruguay in 2010 with a lone goal and beat South Korea by 2 to top the group. Interesting. Eben Edu says, all the African countries that are going to the World Cup have star in their flag, and some countries wanted to go with chicken, thinking it was an eagle. We are going to the poultry. Are we going to the poultry farm in Qatar? Francis Kinunu says, it's better for Chelsea FC to lose to Brentford than Ghana to lose to Nigeria. Players who denied Ghana when Ghana needed them the most should not be invited for the World Cup. Thank you, Fencho. All right, thank you. Let's show you some highlights now from the Ghana Premier League. 2 matches were shown on TV. We have highlights of those. Hearts of Oak beat Mediama 1-0, and Kotoko beat King Faisal 1-0 as well. Enjoy.
At the Accra Sports Stadium is Mediama who gets us going and is the first throw-in for the Phobians. Gets to Fatah Mohamed who swings in across, and makes contact. Daniel Friebani, a good goalkeeper from Anaba again.
A lot of bodies ahead of him there. He wasn't really convincing with this punch from his big brother Ambo.
Steps forward. Here is Donsu. Good save from Ayi. It's a corner. Wako finds Daniel Friebani on the right side. Barnier sends across, but Obin Jr. nearly gifted an opportunity for the opening goal. Alpha Bade whistles for the end of the first half here. Who gets us going for the second half is Awako now for Kosa. Albania. Awako.
He's kicked the ball into his own hand. And as the rule says here, that can't be a penalty.
Abu Shah with a through ball to Daniel Friebani. He's got Obin Jr. and Isaac Mensah in the box. He sends across. Isaac Mensah's header and does the opening goal. Beautiful goal from the Phobians. Barnier the provider, Mensah the scorer. Hearts 1, Mediama 0.
And credit to Kaleba Mankwa for the way he progressed the ball. Abu Shah reads the run of Barnier really well. Barnier, question marks about if he was onside or offside, but across into the box, a tease in one. But here, nobody challenging Mensah, who is not the tallest of players in the box.
Justice Mensah on his left foot, and his effort goes out as a goal kick. Obin Jr. wants it, yes he gets it, flicks it onto the path of Razak. And Atinga has lost his footing. Obin Jr. Here is Obin Jr. Brilliant defending.
First off, good defender, but he can't just get them because he's taking a slip. Obin Jr. is arriving, goes through the goalkeeper, but what about that for defending?
Kuja Samoa twisting and turning around. Kosa. Now he sends a cross, but it's grabbed firmly by Richmond Ayi. And he blows his two teams into action now. Now Gama takes possession for Asante Kotoko. Here is the Brazilian, he goes down. Free kick for the Porcupine Warriors. Imoro steps forward. And it's a brilliant goal from Imoro Ibrahim. An absolute beauty from the Kotoko left back.
It's a glory. But Imoro's free kick is brilliant.
It is Asante Kotoko making inroads. Here is a Tuga. Goes around Boateng, but he's able to make amends. Now here is Zubairu up against Nete, goes past Nete. It is Zubairu sprinting forward, gets into the box, lovely 10 from Zubairu. He goes down, appeals for a penalty, no penalty. Neto goes over it. Imoro onto the woodwork.
The free kick from Imoro was a fence. It's struck really well. The dip is brilliant.
Morrison's delivery. Otis! And referee blows his whistle for the end of the first half here at the Babayara Sports Stadium. Ken Faisal 0, Kotoko 1. Second half is on now. Asimoro cuts his back. Etuga again. It is Etu. Mfege. Nope. Now Asma. Mfege. He goes down. But it was the ball. It's a Dubois for Kim Faisal. Creates space for himself. A Dubois' effort is not beating the lad. Morrison's delivery headed away by Mubarak. Here is Abdul Latif. It is Abdul Latif. Etuga to Nete. Nete to Asma. Asma cuts his back for Imoro.
All right, so victories for both of them. Let me show you the full results from the Ghana Premier League this weekend. So there you go. Hearts of Oak won. Hearts of Oak and Kotoko face each other in Kumasi this coming weekend. So this is a good warm-up to that particular game. Wafa drew 0-0 with the Ghana Stars. Legon City's 2-0 wins over Ashanti Gold as well. The Bieni Gold Stars pipped Dreams FC 1-0. Kim Faisal losing at home there. 11 Wonders also winning 2-0 against Accra Lions. Karela United 3-1 winners against Elmina Sharks. After you, Brecum Chelsea. Virginia United Great Olympics to come a little later. So match week 23 results. How about the table? What do these results mean for the table? They mean that Kotoko still remain top, 10 points above the Ghana Stars, who dropped points today. Brecum United in third, and Great Olympics in fourth position. Of course, Great Olympics can go back to third if they can win their game, their outstanding match, of course. And then you see the rest of them. Look at the bottom of the table. Wafa, RTU, Elmina Sharks struggling at the moment. Sharks, they seem to have resigned to their fate. But Wafa, RTU still very, very much alive in this relegation battle. All right. How about the CAF Champions League? Let me show you the last group stage games were played today. Here are some of the games. These games were played yesterday. Remember, 7 of the places had already been determined, and I'm talking about the quarterfinal places. But Sundowns made sure they finished the group stages in style, beating Almerek 3-0. ES Tunis also beating CR Belouizdad of Algeria by 2-1. And then with that, Athletic Casablanca beating Athletic Petroleos or Petro Atletico by 5-1. And there you see the results from Friday. Sfaxien, or ESS if you like, they beat J Galaxy 3-2. Horoya held at home by Amazulu, and Zamalek also drawing at home to Esperanca. Now, Al Ali, they needed to beat Al Hilal Omdurman at home. As when we were coming in here, that match was 0-0. I'll try and get you an update from my producer as far as that game is concerned. Al Ali and Al Hilal. So that match is probably approaching an end if it's not ended already. Al Ali needed to win this game in order to book a place or take that last quarter-final place. As at the time we walked in here, it was still 0-0. Not sure what the update is as far as that's concerned. All right, 87 minutes into that game, it's Al Ali who lead by a goal to 0 there. All right, let's go to England and show you these. We'll begin with the first two matches, Manchester City and Liverpool. Liverpool, they took on Brentford at home. They beat them 2-0. Sorry, Watford. Brentford is in my head.
Oh, you are days. That is allowed. Don't worry. You are pardoned.
I am this, I admit it.
You are pardoned.
They took on Watford. They beat them by 2-0 to go temporarily top of the table. And then Man City went to Burnley and dispatched them 2-0 to reclaim top spot. Take a look. All right, Coach, there you had it. Man City 2-0, Liverpool 2-0.
Yeah.
The showdown next Sunday.
Look.
What a perfect way for them to warm up for that game.
We did the games on radio.
Yeah.
I wanted Liverpool to win. They did. I wanted City to respond because I wouldn't exchange anything for that showdown next week Sunday. Provided I'm alive by God's grace, I will be there. And I've touched you already. This has to be our first road show of the season.
We will confirm.
I beg you.
Yes.
The way I trust you.
Don't worry.
If you don't do that, I'll be
the trust will go.
But look, Liverpool, they have not been very flamboyant.
At all.
But who cares?
Mm-hmm. They've exchanged flamboyance for efficiency.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And if you look at the way they are playing, you see, they've got players who understand the situation, who are very much aware. If you look at this show, it's like Liverpool are yearning for the showdown. Mm-hmm. That's the way I see it. Because they are the team that can make that a showdown. Because they are the one playing catch-up. Yeah. And they've done so well to make this game, next week Sunday's game, so crucial. Yeah. On the part of Man City, once Liverpool had gotten the result, this is what proper footballing team does. They go in the space of 5 minutes, bang, intention clear. We are not here to joke. They've thrown the challenge. We will accept it at the Etihad next week Sunday. Yeah. Yeah. And they've accepted it. But the football, look, I just can't wait. That game is going to be super. It
will be very interesting.
And we will find time to talk about what the two coaches are all about, what they will
next
do
Sunday.
On the day. And look, it's going to be...
It will be. And you talk about Man City and the style of football they play in particular. This season, it's a very interesting start regarding Manchester City. Mm-hmm. They have won every single game in the Premier League this season in which they have scored first.
Yes.
They've not even drawn. In every game they've scored first, they've gone on to win. Mm-hmm. So if they score first, the stats tells us that
they win.
They'll probably win. So the moment they got that goal in against Burnley, there was no way back for the Clarets. All right, how about Chelsea? They played at home to Brentford. Of course, it was their first game back after the international break. Chelsea were absolutely humiliated. Take a look. All right, Chelsea hammered at home. Daniel, what went wrong here? Coach, relax. I have not asked you. I don't know why you are laughing. But why are the two of you laughing?
I'm going to make my point and he's laughing.
Okay, Daniel, make your point.
Friends, this is, look, honestly, this is one of the worst forms of in-game management I've ever seen. Yeah. And I was shocked it was happening to Thomas Tuchel. I was absolutely shocked. Now, I watched the game, and at halftime, in my head, Chelsea would win this because they looked very likely. They're likely to score. And when they took the lead, I was like, that's it. Because the only way Brentford would have been able to come back into this game was through a counter-attack. And I really didn't see Chelsea pushing forward after getting one goal. But they just didn't settle down after that one goal. And it was very problematic. And you see, that the sad thing about it is that two mistakes after that is what resulted in the two goals. First of all, and this is my criticism of Ruben Loftus-Cheek. This is why, for me, I would never want him in my team. I can watch him in somebody else's team, but I don't want him in my team. He doesn't use his attributes at all.
He's big. He's tall.
He's big. He's tall.
Very lazy.
He's very lazy.
He's too lazy.
He literally just exists when he's there. And you see, in losing that second ball, you're not showing enough commitment to win that second ball. That's what cost Chelsea, because once they lost the second ball, it was a 2 against 2. And in 2 against 2 situations, most of the time the attacking team gets the better of the defensive team, and that's what happened. The second one was that is the shock of my life. Kante's poor decision. yes, Hakim Ziyech lost the one-on-one battle with Mbeumo. But as Mbeumo was coming for it, you could clearly tell Alonso telling Kante to just stick with Eriksen. That's all he had to do. Because 2 Chelsea players were charging down at Mbeumo.
And the angle was favoring the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it didn't favor Mbeumo. The only thing he could have done was to pass the ball to Eriksen. So had Kante just stayed with him or just blocked the space in between Mbeumo and Eriksen, that wasn't even a chance. But his decision to move towards the ball, now making it 3 Chelsea players who were moving into the ball, leaving Eriksen free, that's what caused them. And from then, Chelsea just didn't settle down. And it was, you can understand the attacking substitutions that Tuchel made, but the defensive balance just wasn't there. And it also comes down to his decision to go for a back 4 yesterday instead of a back 3. Yeah. There were too many spaces in there for the counter-attack, and Brentford duly punished them. But when the game was over, I just remembered what happened in the reverse fixture, and I was saying Brentford got their reward because that game.
Oh goodness! It was basically
it was Mendy. It was Mendy who saved Chelsea. So in my head, I was
like, this is what moment you were talking.
So you should have just
stay there.
Just stay there.
And this wouldn't have ended up in a goal. It wasn't a chance. It was
3 players all going after the ball.
He really didn't have to, and you could see Ziyech put his hand on his head even before Eriksen took the shot. He just knew there's no way Eriksen is going to miss from this range. And look, it's a good punishment. It's good that Chelsea have been dealt this blow because when the El Clasico happened, Chelsea fans were talking about how easy it will be against Real Madrid. But for Brentford to give them 4-0, I think it makes that Tuesday Champions League game even more juicy.
It's a perfect wake-up call. Mm-hmm. Maybe the Chelsea.
I was going to ask you what this is, and I think you're absolutely
it's a perfect
right.
It's a wake-up. Because if you go on, maybe
but they had gone on an incredible run, Chelsea.
Maybe they've forgotten how to play a 4-back. They are so used to having 3 at the back, 5 in the defensive transition. So when they were now asked to do a 4-back sort of defensive organization, because look, in this particular goal we are watching, in this last goal, how many times would you see Rudiger and Thiago Silva not deciding on who to deal with the situation? And especially when there was no attacking Brentford player around, only the 2 of them, but they got in each other's way, and the ball ended up loosely being put in the back of the net by the Brentford player. This is something you will hardly see. It is bound to happen once in a while. Okay. But nobody should read any meaning into this. I think they'll be ready for Real Madrid. Let me
read a few messages before we take our break. Good evening, guys. I'm Clifford John Jr. from Chifopraso. I'm seriously praying that Nimli will not discuss the Chelsea match, or even he shouldn't come to the studio today, else I'll feel more pain than yesterday. I'm sure he sent this message way earlier, even before the start of the show.
I've not talked about it.
He's just speaking about the game. This one is from Rain Hasaki in Achimota. He says, we had a very good draw. We got worst teams in Port 1 and 2, and second worst team in Port 3. Interesting. Skinunu says, it's better for Chelsea to lose to Brentford than Ghana to lose to Nigeria. I think I read this message on Twitter as well. Hi, I'm watching you live from Takoradi. Ghana was surely revenge on Uruguay. And also, ask Coach Nimli that what's happening at United. They should prepare because Liverpool are going to lash them at Anfield. All right? Okay, so it's I'm sure you mean Ghana will surely avenge the defeat against Uruguay. All right? Good evening, Fento. In fact, admire you so much. I'm Sagidi from Suhum. Ghana is winning the World Cup in Qatar. Greetings to someone special, Nancy Queno.
Oh.
This was, I noticed something during the World Cup qualification that we are far behind in terms of sports infrastructure. Looking at the stadium that Senegal and Egypt play their games, and even our opponents, Nigeria, our leaders have to do something in terms of the state-of-the-art facilities when it comes to sports. Greetings to Coach, the marriage counselor, and His Eminence, Daniel Cranton. Martin Edu from Kwewu, Abetifi.
These 2 guys are next on the list. At least, God willing, he will.
You say you are a married counselor, and Daniel.
But I've been counseling you. You have to admit to that.
Okay, let's go on. Good evening. Ramadan Karim to you, friend. Toto Alote's performance in the second half against Brentford was quite appalling and shambolic. I think Daniel mentioned that. And they're suffering from ownership fatigue. Hey, this is new.
What is that?
Ownership fatigue. I can't wait to see them play Madrid in midweek. Roland Gambero in Ashaman. One more message. Eric Odum from Gomwa Potsing. He says, I don't support the call for not to invite any player that had earlier rejected Black Stars call-ups. Some players started the qualifiers before Odoi and Co joined. Ghana is surely going to qualify from the group. We need to put away our egos and beef up our squad. Salisu, Tariq and Co should be invited if they change their mind to play for us. At least we have some qualifiers to play before the Mundial. They should accept the call-up to play the qualifiers if they want to play in Qatar. I'll read more of those messages very, very shortly, but now it's time for another break. All right, welcome back. This is Scorecard. We are on the last leg of the show. It's live and interactive on social media. Keep your messages coming on Twitter. Use the hashtag Scorecard. The show is trending as of now. So thank you for all of those messages. Also, send me some messages on WhatsApp as well. I'm reading as many of them as possible. But time now to take you to Old Trafford. That's where Man United's Champions League hopes were dampened by Leicester City, who held them to a 1-1 draw. All right, that's it. Man United held at home by Leicester City, and now they are some way off in the top four. Namely, is that it? End of it? The top four hopes? Man United should just forget about Champions League football next season.
If I'm the coach, I wouldn't say they should forget about it. There are 8 more games to be played. Play your games. If you can win some of them, because don't forget, mathematically they are still within top 4. Because at the end of the day, Arsenal has got Chelsea to play, West Ham to play, Spurs to play, and United to play. So these are difficult.
But that's not
games.
Mathematics.
No,
that one is hope.
No.
That Arsenal drop points. But mathematically, United are out.
No, mathematically, United are not out.
Okay.
Just as you think United can lose games, Arsenal can also lose games.
That's
Spurs
true.
can lose. So mathematically,
Even Chelsea.
Chelsea can lose games. So at the end of the day, but this was 2 points dropped.
Yeah.
Look, I looked at this game. We did the game on radio, and I asked myself, if there were quality on the bench, that is where United could have gone on to stake a claim. Leicester City, they are a very good footballing team. Leicester City,
they have struggled this season.
They've struggled this season, but they've now gotten back their preferred centre back in Fofana.
That is true.
He makes them look very good and solid at the back. So, what United needed to do, the moment the team sheet came out and there was no proper number 9, I knew United were going to struggle. For those who think Cristiano Ronaldo is the problem, this is another game that he didn't play, that the team failed to deliver, because there was no focal point. The player asked to go and play in that false number 9 role is the player we expect to affect the game from midfield. That was Bruno Fernandes. So the moment you take Bruno Fernandes and play him as a number 9, and in right behind him, there is McTominay. Look, that boy is awful. Technically, he deserved to be playing for Norwich.
No, look, that is fact.
Look,
that is fact.
He
Why
deserved
Norwich?
to be. Look, if you put me.
So you're saying that McTominay is simply not
how
good
is Gilmore and what's his name? And
boy.
At Norwich, and this guy is at Manchester United.
Look,
how?
if you put me in that,
because he
in
came
that
to
Man
the academy,
United,
they're supporting
friend,
the
if you put me in that Man United midfield, 2 touches at it best. Control, see the pass.
Simple.
Control, see the pass.
Simple.
Control, see the
That
pass.
is you.
That is me. 2 touches.
Show them
Forward
something.
passing. Look,
Show them.
control, on looking.
On looking.
Control, on looking.
easy.
Control, see the pass.
Easy.
McTominay, yesterday he should have been shown a red card.
A shock. That was
Yeah, that was
a
an awful
shocking
tackle.
decision.
Look, he can't even control the ball. When the ball is before him, he's
then he
bouncing.
wasn't-
Look, he's bouncing in front of the ball as if he's a frog. Boom, 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 boom. What player is this?
And then what? The last time you saw he faces where he faces.
You saw that yesterday.
saw it.
He picked up the ball and
One
turned it.
direction.
He went right to the What is doing? And he had 2 best passes of the ball
Yeah.
in front,
In front
him.
of the ball.
In Pogba. And then what?
Bruno.
It's because there's nobody on the bench.
Yeah. I mean, Daniel made that
And I
point on
listened
radio
to-
earlier today. He said, how do you have your 2 best passers of the ball as your 2 furthest players?
It
So
tells
who's
you-
going to pass to them?
It tells you of the lack of proper depth. I looked at the bench yesterday. Mata, he's on over £100,000 a week. Matic, the same. Lingard, the same. Phil Jones, the same. Bailly, the same. Look at those sitting.
That's just awful. And then,
Oh, you see,
Which of them will come in and affect
look,
the
honestly speaking, yesterday, with the illness to Cristiano Ronaldo,
The team was dead.
No, coach, I was asking myself, why didn't Lingard start?
Look,
Lingard should have
We're
still
told
started.
he was
feel
ill.
like
in the post-match, Ryan was asked the same question. He said Lingard wouldn't have even dressed up because he showed some form of illness. And when the match was ongoing, it got worse. So he had to. So he went
because he was named on the bench.
Yes, but after some time they didn't see him on the bench, and Ranić said because he was ill, he had to leave early.
You see,
with the medics for them to go and take care of him.
Because look, friend, tactically, a goal was never going to come with that sort of tactical deployment. How are you going to create chances when Pogba and Bruno Fernandes are furthest up front? You see, even if you put Bruno there, you need to
drop Pogba.
Pogba needs to be behind him. Matic should have started the game. Matic didn't go for international break. He was fresh. Matic and Pogba should have started in midfield. Then you can tell Bruno to at least stay up there because he's guaranteed that the ball will come. Or you could even play Matic, Fred, and then Pogba, and then play Bruno Fernandes.
Another thing that needs highlighted is the bad form of Marcus Rashford.
He would easily.
No,
have,
I think that's
easily
something we're
slotted.
talking about a lot.
He would have easy if the coaching staff believed in him.
Yeah.
He
But
would
they
have
don't.
rather started as a number 9
That's true.
and Bruno brought back.
But they
His
don't.
form is so.
To
Now when
think that
came
he
on,
was available
and yet still,
and was kept on the bench for midfielders to be started up front says a lot. It says everything you need
And
to
when
know
he
about
got
West.
his moment, Ilanga decided to
oh
tackle.
boy, Langa.
Because you see, I
That was
know
a clear
I'm not a
resurrection.
fan of Rashford,
But he would have put
that was
that
a
away.
sweet thing. He had done it, and then Ilanga decided to tackle him, and that spoiled it. The entire thing.
I mean, that incident just summed up Man United.
You know?
Tackling themselves. It's
All
unbelievable.
over. In front of the opponent's goal.
Oh, God. Yeah. Anyway, here are the 4 results from the Premier League this weekend. So there you see. Spurs just thumped Newcastle 5-1. Wolverhampton Wanderers also beat Aston Villa by some 2-1 there. West Ham earlier today beat Frank Lampard's Everton by 2-1. And that's not good news for Everton, of course, in the relegation fight. Burnley's losing at home. Norwich held Brighton to a 0-0 draw. Leeds and Southampton ended in 1-0 draw as well. What does this mean for the table? I just read it for you. So the top 4, Man City, they're 1 point above Liverpool, and then there's Chelsea with 59 points. So Chelsea are some 11 points behind Liverpool as things stand. And then there's Arsenal occupying the 4th position. And Arsenal have 50. Tottenham Hotspur have gone above them, of course, but only on goal difference. They both have 54 points as we speak. Arsenal, they have a gold, I think the goal difference for Tottenham Hotspur is 15 and the goal difference for Arsenal is 13. So that's why Spurs have gone above them. However, it's worth noting that Arsenal have played 28 games and Spurs have played 30 matches. Yeah. So that's the difference. And then there's United, who have been pushed down to 7th position, further behind West Ham as well. So West Ham have gone above them. On goal difference, of course, West Ham have 51 points. So do Man United. But West Ham have a goal difference of some 8 and some 11, and Man United with a goal difference of just 8. That's why West Ham have gone above Man United. When the top 4 perspective is brought into the picture, Spurs, who occupy the last top 4 place, have 54 points. United have 51 points, so that's 3 points behind Spurs. However, it's worth noting that Arsenal, who also have 54 points, have played 2 games less, and that's where really United should be very worried in terms
They'll
of...
play one of those games tomorrow.
Yes, they'll play one of those matches tomorrow, and if they can win...
And the other one will be
Crystal
against
Palace,
Chelsea.
And the other one will be against Chelsea, of course. All right, let's move it on as far as that's concerned to Serie A, and that's where, of course, we saw some victory for a certain AS Roma. They went away to Sampdoria, beat them by 1-0, and then Napoli went away to Atalanta, the biggest or the shocking result of the weekend, and absolutely hammered them by 3-1. We'll show you the highlights of those 2 matches just now. Superb last goal there for Napoli. Now, AC Milan will play on Monday night. And Inter Milan, they went away to Juventus and beat them by 1-0. Hakan Çalhanoğlu with a penalty. What it means for the Serie A table is that now Napoli have gone level on points with AC Milan. Of course, AC Milan can separate themselves, go 3 points clear if they can win tomorrow. But here are the rest of the results from the match week 31 in the Serie A. So 7 more matches to go to the end of the season in Italy, and it still looks very, very tight at the top. You see, Fiorentina won 1-0 against Empoli. Alfred Duncan was in the thick of affairs there. Lazio also beating Sassuolo 2-1. So recovering from their the derby defeat to AS Roma the last time they played in the league, the Rome derby. So they've got a 2-1 win against Sassuolo there. And you also see Udinese absolutely destroying Cagliari 5-1 there. All right. What about Spain? I'll tell you this. Before I even show you the 2 highlights, the game between Barcelona and Sevilla came to an end. Barcelona won 1-0. They moved second on the table. And it was that 1 goal that was scored by this kid, Pedri. Absolutely phenomenal from the youngster. Look at this. Oh, goodness me. Oh, goodness me. Goodness me. How old is he again? 18?
19, I think.
19?
It's unreal.
You see,
Look at that. This kid. Namely,
you see, look,
the whole stadium is erupted.
it is.
This
it
is
is-
good. This should win every single game as he
Of
did.
course, it is. This is the handwork of the manager coaching him.
Look at this.
Because
Here's
this
a
is
fake,
what-
and here's another one, and then boom.
This is what Xavi and Iniesta used to do to people. And I'm told from a very reliable source that this boy watches only clips of Andres Iniesta. He sees Andres Iniesta as his role model. And if you are watching Iniesta, these are things you have to do in big games like this. Look at the composure.
Yeah.
Look at it. Control, whack,
This
sardine.
is ridiculous.
You see, this one we call it sardine. Sardine.
This is
It's
ridiculous.
sardine.
Unbelievable.
We control the ball then
Yeah.
as if he's going to slap it. Then they come.
Yeah.
Sardine. Then sardine.
I see you-
Then pa.
Oh wait, the goal is what?
You see, the dummy is what we call sardine.
Yeah.
I say, look, just watch the goal. Now this is.
Okay, we're watching.
now
We're watching.
Dembele.
Okay, here,
He
Dembele.
controls with the right, puts it on the left. Sardine. Another sardine. Then pa into the back of the net. This is proper football.
Yeah.
It's proper. Look, for a 19-year-old to be showing this level of composure
It's
under
incredible.
such pressure,
Unbelievable. Against Sevilla. And you
he
see,
will be at the World Cup. You see, look,
of course he will
during
be.
the draw, when they picked Germany and they picked Spain into the same
nobody
group,
wanted to
and
go
the
in
way I
there
was
again.
praying
That you don't go there.
that we don't go to that group. Look at this Spanish team.
No wonder my good friend Bright Doe was on my neck to show the goal. He really deserves it. Atletico Madrid also got a 4-1 win against Alaves, of course. And Real Madrid also secured victory. Let's look at the Atletico Madrid win. Here it is.
This guy.
They've gone. They've now gone into third position with this victory. They take on Manchester City in midweek in the Champions League quarterfinals. That's the first goal from Joao Felix, punished United, and now he's punished Alaves as well.
I like him, and I like the fact that he's beginning to add goals to his game.
Yeah.
He was always an entertainer. There was not much end product to his game, but in recent weeks, and you have to give credit to
Diego Simeone.
Diego Simeone.
I think he's playing in a
he's
more
playing in
advanced
more
role.
advanced,
Yeah.
allowing the guy to have a feel of the box and express his goal scoring abilities, and he's taking advantage of that too. This guy will meet us. He will meet
Hey,
us.
Luis Suarez,
They cheat.
he will be there in the World Cup against Ghana.
But we'll face him squarely, like we did in 2010, and he resorted to cheating. We'll face him squarely.
Yeah.
a save.
So that's the third
Felix.
goal,
Yeah.
and it came from
Joao
yet
Felix.
again the youngster. So got 2 goals for himself there, and this is the nail on the coffin. Carrasco, how's he now?
He's a good player.
Yeah, this is the winner. Toe poke is what they call this one.
Luis Suarez.
Yeah, from Luis. He scores these kinds of goals a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Toe poking.
I'll go.
He's a super finisher.
Yeah, of course.
That you cannot take away from him.
Yeah.
It's just that he's lost some decent pace. So,
Yeah.
but what you don't want is for him to be in the box, the ball ahead of him, and he sees the post. He's got a technique to place it in there.
Real Madrid took on certain Celta Vigo, and they also secured victory. They consolidate their lead at the top of the table. There, Real Madrid, of course. So there. Courtois, he's coming up against his former team Chelsea in midweek, of course, but it's the Benz from the sport, never in doubt. Put them in the lead 1-0.
Ready.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's fit and ready for the Champions League game. It should be interesting. This was a fantastic.
This is a wonderful save from Thibaut Courtois.
Iago Aspas.
Look at that.
What a save.
Yeah.
What a save. And see, I don't think Courtois has not been given enough credit for his form this season. But he's been
This season,
brilliant.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
He's been brilliant. In fact, from last season to this season, he's been brilliant. He didn't have his first season at Real Madrid wasn't the best. But he's improved so much. He's become such a difference maker for him. But I just think it's because of his branding. A lot of people just don't like him now. So when he's doing the right things, people are not talking about it. But look, he's a top player. Top player. For me, currently, he's the best goalkeeper in the world. I'll not lie to you. I think currently he's the best goalkeeper in the world. We've seen Mendy's form has dwindled a bit. Alisson and Ederson and co. But this guy is consistently consistent.
Yeah. Anyway, so there it is. 2 penalties for Benzema. Secure the victory. No doubt for him. How about the full La Liga results for the weekend? Let me see. So there you go. Levante also winning against Villarreal. Celta Vigo's defeat to Real there. Atletico winning 4-1 against Alaves. Athletic Bilbao 2-1 winners over Elche. And Bilbao's Inaki Williams is in the conversation. Many people say he's liking Ghana tweet and tweeting about the group, so therefore
it's not what people are saying.
He
liked it.
It means that he's coming back.
Nobody said that. He liked the tweet.
He and his brother.
It means that he has granted an interview to The Guardian where he said he doesn't feel Ghanaian and that playing for Ghana would mean he's taking the place of another player who deserves it. I don't know if he's changed his mind. Betis also winning 4-1 against Osasuna. But Barcelona versus Sevilla, that match just ended. Barcelona won by 1-0. The other game will be on Monday night, I believe. All right, let's wrap up with this from the Bundesliga. Nobody knows what exactly is going on with Borussia Dortmund. They lost at home to RB Leipzig by 4-1. Oh, God. They just destroyed Dortmund. It's not a lost cause, really. They're now 11 points behind Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich, of course, they beat Freiburg by 4-1 of their own. Take a look. Fabulous goals from Bayern Munich. 11 points clear at the top of the Bundesliga. Really no way back for Borussia Dortmund in this one. It's really game over. But I have got a very interesting message here. All is well is his name from Nungwa. He says, Fentu, I gave you my reflector at the airport when the Blasters arrived from Nigeria. I love your program. All is well. Thank you very much. You helped me get some very good content. So when we were going to meet the Blasters place at 2 a.m. at the VIP entrance, they said if you didn't have a reflector, you can't get on the tarmac. And this guy was standing there, was wearing a Zoom line reflector, and I'm just going, can you give me your reflector? He just took it off and gave it to me.
Wow.
And, thank you very much. All is well. God bless you. That was a really good gesture from him. But here's an interesting one. This one says, I'm watching the show with my wife, and she wants Coach Nimley's opinion on our World Cup qualification. Please read this message. If not, my wife will bore me. Wow. I'm watching you live from Wa in the Upper West region. I'm Daniel, and my wife is Mrs. Elizabeth. Mrs. Elizabeth.
Is this Elizabeth what?
It's Daniel, but the wife is Mrs. Elizabeth.
You should have added yourself.
Mrs. Elizabeth Daniel.
For all those beautiful women and wives and concubines that stay out late to watch this show, we are most grateful.
Yeah, I saw a man. Somebody said, "Real men watch Scorecard."
Yeah, real men.
The unreal ones.
The real men are those who watch with their wives. Because after the show, you see, the show is a very sexy show. So after the show, things do happen. Oh, Charlie.
Thank you very much, Coach Nimley. Daniel Cranton, thank you as well. Thank you to all of our viewers from around the globe. Thank you for always making time with us here on Scorecard. My name is Fentio, Tahiru Fentio. Until next time, take care.